Dean Ambrose was never going to return to the WWE. What's going on, guys? And this past weekend Summerslam, we had a instant classic of a main event match between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. It obviously told an amazing story, but a massive theme throughout the match was to do with the Shield. There was many Dean Ambrose references. Obviously, Michael Cole actually referred to him on commentary as Dean Ambrose, the third member of the Shield. We've seen the wacky line and we've seen a dirty deeds. Two things I actually learned this weekend from when watching this match during my watch-along stream. Firstly, not as many people watch other promotions outside of WWE, and that's something I always need to try and remind myself. They don't know what is going on in the world out there. That's fine. I just forget it personally from time to time. But also how many people need to understand contract law. Before I get into it, let me just make this really simple. If someone is under contract over here, does not mean they can show up over here unless there is obviously an agreement. But when the two companies don't particularly like each other in competition, there's no chance of that happening. Especially when one of those names is Jon Moxley / Dean Ambrose, one of your top stars. Look, did it feel like obviously something was missing? Of course it was. You had the Shield fist bump at the end of the match. You had the Ambrose mask in the ring and not Ambrose. In a perfect world, would it have been amazing to have? And obviously it would have. But no one can be mad by WWE. They're the ones that made the guy put on a gas mask and get injected in his arse. No wonder he left that company and went on to become an even bigger star. I felt really bad when I was talking to my chat during this match. The amount of people were like, oh, I really want Dean to be here. And I was like, I am sorry to be the dickhead that's going to bust your bubble, but it ain't happening. The fact is, Roman and Seth, I think, told a beautiful story without Dean Ambrose being there, and enough to make you feel like he was there in presence. But he was never showing up. I probably should have also premised this video by saying I am also the biggest Dean Ambrose / Jon Moxley fan. Anyone out there who knows me, any of my friends here on the app will know I'm an advocate. He can do no wrong in my eyes. Even I'm not deluded enough to think, oh, he's going to show up. But it was interesting actually talking to people about this. And again, this is no hate. It was just funny whilst I was chatting to them, and it had to make me almost take a step back and go, man, yeah, people don't watch stuff outside of WWE. And that's okay. I just need to remind myself of that from time to time. That there's probably a whole section of people that don't even know Jon Moxley exists. They don't know what he's done in the past, going on, 7 odd years now since leaving the WWE. But look, guys, maybe, very slim chance, somewhat down the line, they do some sort of Shield reunion like they did at WrestleMania 31 with the NWO. That is the bare minimum of what I think you might get that involves Dean Ambrose being in the WWE and being with the Shield. I thought it was a beautiful ending to this chapter that was the Shield between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought down in the comments. Did you actually think Dean was going to show up, or were you a bit more realistic about the situation? Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, drop a follow if you love wrestling, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.